Hello. Nice to you, Dan, okay? I'm talking to Miss Cormier.
Yeah, I could get.
So I'm reviewing one of them, actually, not bad comic movie. It's not great, but it's not bad. I mean, in my opinion, it's perfectly average. Nothing wrong with that, and today's cinema, I believe. And it's well paced. So this is oh, I should have told you what one review. This is my review on Ant-Man. So the film's I really enjoyed the pacing of this film. It takes its time developing the stories and showing Ant-Man's character flaws on screen, unlike Doctor Strange, and showing his struggles and ups and downs, unlike Doctor Strange, and struggles unlike Doctor Strange movie, the Benedict Cumberbatch one. However, I feel like that's what makes it. However, it's not as a interesting, stupid enough origin story like Doctor Strange. Does that make sense? Am I explaining so? Yeah. Not that neither one of them. Now, neither one of them. I don't hate either one of them. I'm just saying that this is pretty much more by the book basic. It was unlike Doctor Strange. Well, Doctor Strange took more risk in how it told this origin story, mainly of not taking its time telling a story and just rushing the whole thing. Ant-Man decides to take it the safe way and take his time telling the story. So after Scott Lang, there's about this guy called Scott Lang who wants to, he's not invited to his daughter's birthday. Wait a minute, isn't that a plot hole from Falling Down, I mean? This is Falling Down. It's in Marvel's version of Falling Down. I just realized that. It's not about someone having a mental meltdown. It's about someone using all that struggles to benefit humanity. To earn the look in his daughter's eye. To be the hero that she thinks that he is. And how I know this because the film spells it out for you several times again, over and over. It's not annoying, it's obvious. Because the film knows that the audience is stupid and retarded. It's mixed with retards and stupid heads. That's the Marvel fan base, don't worry. But if you're an average fan base, then that means you have to use more brain power. Because you have more access to more brain power. Not the true fans like myself that are Marvel fans. No, the wannabe ones which have dominated out most of our population. What is it, Dad? So, Scully decides he wants to go back to his old ways, Brooklyn, because no one will hire him, and he needs to pay child support. So he steals the Ant-Man costume, thinking that and he keeps it, and then he has a freak out after shrinking down to molecule sizes, to having all his molecules shrink down, and he freaks out and returns it, and then his daughter, the the original OG Ant-Man's daughter, Hope, calls the cops on him for stealing a suit and then returning it. This is explained by the OG Ant-Man, not Scott Lang, that's the new next generation Ant-Man, Scott Lang. The OG Ant-Man is Hank Pym, who I really, really want to see him be the main focus, and because he's that much more interesting than Scott Lang. I mean, heck, they could skip the origin story. They did that with Spider-Man, so maybe he won't be interested in the origin story. But maybe, hey, we could just cut to the World War II era, where he's already an active Ant-Man, and then do the origin story at some other time. Have to see that for the fourth installment of the Ant-Man franchise, if this was his movie, but it's not. This movie's about Scott Lang. So after training montage and a romantic montage with Scott and Hope, who is the original OG's Ant-Man's daughter. She trains him, and so does the original OG Ant-Man, and falls in love with Hope. All happens in montage. And in montage, the original OG Ant-Man becomes sort of a father figure to Scott Lang. Scott Lang doesn't see that Hank doesn't really... Scott doesn't see that Hank actually cares about him. He just thinks that he's like... Because he's an idiot, because he just thinks that he's in this, that he's doing it because he's expendable, and the OGN doesn't have any sentimental attachments to Scott Lang, which he does, but he'd rather lose Scott versus his own daughter, who he kept the secret from, how his mother died, Hope's mother died. The real truth was for every year. For the rest of the child after her mother died, Hope got sent to boarding school all the time, and he told Light how his mother died when how she really died is later revealed on the film by Hope through the original OG Ant-Man through flashbacks. Apparently, Ant-Man was on a mission with the Wasp, who was Hope's mother. And she died being a hero by shrinking down to pin particle level, I guess. And that's what they call it. Shrinking all of her atoms down to defuse the bomb. Ant-Man was trying to do it himself, but Wasp beat him to it because his shrinker wasn't working. So it's very emotional scene between Hope and Ant-Man, Hope and Ant-Man, the original OG Ant-Man. So the next generation Ant-Man, Paul Rudd, decides to ruin that moment by wacky comic relief by acting like their therapist. And you just want to punch his teeth out just for doing that, because they were having really solid moments, and you had to be a dick, Paul Rudd. You had to be ruining a moment, and they look like they want to punch him out, so his teeth out too, like I do. So he said that he will go and make some tea. And, and there's another thing I should mention, it's explained how, and montage how, explain how the ants, he's basically communicate, the OG teach the next generation Ant-Man to communicate with ants. That Hope already is a pro at, because, well, like father, like daughter. But Hank needs to teach Scott to clear his mind and focus on what the ants want, what he wants the ants to do. Hope explained it much more simple than her father ever did. So, yeah. Anyway, it turns into, after training Scott, it suddenly turns into a family-friendly comedy. It suddenly turns into a moved-out family dynamics and to a heist movie, like Ocean's 11. I'm not kidding. The kind of knockoff, it has a very Ocean 11 one vibe, the George Clooney one, not the original vibe to how it's played out. Like, Hank discovers that he screwed up that the abandoned warehouse was not abandoned warehouse. It's a Avengers base. Because Scott found that out when he saw it. So he has to take down Falcon and have Spider-Man out with him. He does do all these things and steals what he needs to steal. And Avengers headquarters to save the day, to win that look in his daughter's eye that he is a hero. So everything goes well as planned until they found out the whole main bad guy knew about their plan and ambushed them. All three of them. Team Ant-Man, everyone. So he takes the technology from the Ant-Man costume and uses to power his Yellow Jacket costume. But the Team Ant-Man's not going down. Gonna not like get him going away as well as out of fight. And in the air, in some sort of person's purse, and while cell phone's ringing off, the Ant-Man, the Yellow Jacket, are fighting to the death, and until they're in someone's backyard. And then Ant-Man gets arrested only after assumed murdered Yellow Jacket. But wait, he's not alive. He's still alive. So he goes to destroy Ant-Man's number one weakness, his daughter. Scott Lang's daughter. So Team Ant-Man and go to meet Scott to his house. And race to his house after finding out Scott is arrested and going to be taken in custody. And then they find out that there's an incident and his daughter with his daughter and ex-wife live. And it's the Yellow Jacket. Paul Rudd, Scott Lang, tries to explain the whole situation, what's going down, to this cop that's married to his ex-wife, but he doesn't believe him and just thinks he's full of shit, so he breaks free by shrinking from his cuffs to save his daughter Hope. And this is a very funny gag that this ant turns to dog side and the cop thinks it's a dog when it's really clearly an ant. I mean, I don't know, that cop must be taking some serious stupid pill because he thinks that's a dog. It's funny because he's retarded and can't tell the difference between a dog and an ant. And when they have very different organs and body parts and limbs and stuff. And it's nice. I don't know, I just thought it was kind of stupid to say. So, and also you don't have your TV settings right. This film looks like the worst, most ugly, painful, will make your eyes dizzy, and then collapse on the floor if you don't have your TV setting right, because the color grade will look screwed. Okay? And you have to have at least 20/20 vision to fix that. Okay? Take notes on this. This is important. So, Scott Lang saves the day was not a few step backs, like he almost died, saving his daughter's life, because he does the same thing that the Wasp did in a flashback, shrink in between atoms, and he saves the day, he saves his daughter's life, but it's like it's a really sad thing, because like his daughter was like wondering if her dad's gone, and the cop who's married to his ex-wife is sad also. Is very sad also. And then he finds a way. His shrinker starts the thing that helps him makes him grow to normal size starts working again by pressing on it. After Scott starts hallucinating in the quantum realm, he remembers what pushes Scott to move forward is the love that he has for his daughter, and reminding that it's not about reminding us about saving his daughter's world, not his self. So they all live happily ever after, and the daughter adopts the Darkseid's Aunt Anna, keeps it as a pet, and she treats it like a dog. It's actually quite humorous. And this at the end credit scene, the OG the OG Hank Pym, also known as the original Ant-Man, passes down the torch to his daughter Hope to be the Wasp. And that's pretty much it. And now, my problem is, it feels, once it gets to the third act, it feels incredibly crowded and doesn't have as clear of a story. This is another reason why I liked Ant-Man and the Wasp more, because it had a more coherent story, like Homecoming or Thor Ragnarok, or yeah, so for Marvel movie standards, and for movie standards anyway, I'm giving this overall a 5 out of 10. I was going to say 10 out of 10, but I slipped up because I meant to say 5 out of 10, but I got confused. Oh, I had a really tough day, so this is all exhausting for me, doing the positive stuff. Why is that more exhausting than why is the positive stuff more exhausting than the negative stuff? I don't know. That's it.